Total of $96 a month now.
June 8th, 1944.
We had a little excitement around here the past week. Had a big fire in which about 10 people were burnt up. I guess the damage amounts to about $10 million at least.
Dad was an airplane mechanic, but this was a reminder that no matter what your job was, there were risks involved. Bob Nicholas was Dad's cousin, and he actually lived on the farm with Dad for several years, so they were like brothers. In July, Dad writes,
What does Bob think he will do? I hope they don't ship him out now. Things are pretty rough on all fronts. I think they could keep men like him on this side and still would be doing their part. I guess I've been pretty lucky.
6 months later,
I'm glad to hear Bob is back in the States. Hope he isn't injured too bad. At least he came back.
for those of you who don't know Bob Nicholas, he lost his leg due to an injury. Grandpa Good was a farmer, and Dad always wanted to know how things were going.
I guess the kitchen and bathroom look pretty good from what you say. Maybe I'll get to see it in a couple years. The thing the house needs most is a bathtub. I suppose Dad has the milker hooked up by now. He should like it pretty well, even if the cows don't. It'll be a great time saver. Milking makes your hands tired.
Grandpa had health issues, and you could tell from his letters that Dad was concerned.
How is Dad making it now? He better take it easy, but I guess he'll do as he wants anyway. I will be very happy if you can get me a leave to help, anytime you feel it's necessary.
December 1944.
We're doing some night flying now. The pilots have to get all kinds of experience, doing quite a bit of dive bombing also.
This is when Dad was in Hawaii, April 1945.
Heard from Morris today. He's around pretty close, I think, but I can't go to see him as he's not on this island. He said he was on the front lines at Iwo Jima for 10 days. Guess he had it pretty rough. Sure was glad to hear from him after such a long time.
Again, April 1945.
I guess the whole world is pretty much shocked by President Roosevelt's death. It certainly happened at the wrong time. I doubt very seriously if Truman is near as good a man. They kept the president's illness pretty quiet, it seems to me.
Still more from April.
The news from the European front sounds very good the past few days. I doubt if they ever killed Hitler, however. He is probably hiding out someplace. Argentina, I think. I do not get the news very regularly, but it finally catches up. I hear everyone at home is celebrating the end of the war in Europe, even though they're not sure. I think they should wait till the whole thing is over on both fronts.
July 1945.
For once, I was not so glad to receive your letter. I can't hardly believe that Jim got killed. That really brings things close to home. I found out a few days ago that he had been stationed there.
There were always animals on the farm, so this likely made him feel a little at home.
Did I tell you about our little dog? We brought her along from the other island. She's small and very cute. We call her Gunpowder. Do you still have a dog at home? Would bring this one home if I had a chance. She is housebroke and everything.
August 1945.
Things sure look good now with the bombing operation. Besides that, Russia seems to be doing pretty good. It will probably be all over by the time you get this letter. Sure hope so anyway.
September 45.
We are now at Sasebo on the island of Kyushu, Japan. It is a pretty big naval base of theirs. Arrived here September 22nd. We run board ship about a month. Sure did get tiresome. Been working long, hard hours since we got here, unloading ships mostly.
October 1945.
We made a washing machine in our spare time. Does a good job. We've been washing everybody's clothes the last few days. It is made from stuff the Japanese left here. We were issued Japanese money about a week ago. We get 15 yen for $1.
Keeping in touch with the folks back at home wasn't always easy.
Your letters have not been coming through very regularly, but I guess it is due to bad weather. The typhoon really took its toll on the Navy around Okinawa. Around 10,000 pounds of mail was lost there. A lot of ships were damaged and some were sank. Pretty big casualty list too. Sure glad I was on dry land. They sure hit this town with bombs. Block after block is completely wiped out. All that's left are a few walls and buildings here and there. They drive on the wrong side of the street here, as they do in England. I keep forgetting myself. I nearly ran into a major the first time I drove.
October 29th, 1945.
The high school football team in Miamisburg must be pretty poor this year. Ohio State is plenty good though. Too bad Purdue had to upset them. We hear some of the rebroadcasts on the radio here.
November 5th, 1945.
Mrs. Gates was right about the bed bugs, fleas, etc. The outfit was pretty lucky though. All the boys with 65 points or more went home this afternoon. I will have 46 points when they count again in January. I'll have 3 years on the 9th of this month.
Dad was still in Japan when he writes this.
They grow figs, cherries, persimmons, and apples. That's about all the fruit trees I've seen so far. They grow a lot of rice and sweet potatoes. They have all these mountains terraced so they can grow enough to eat.
December 23rd, 1945.
Well, this will be my 4th Christmas away from home. I certainly hope it's the last. I am playing basketball now, so that gives me something to do around here for amusement. We beat Ordnance 19-16 the other night. I have been managing the team so far.
Like many other soldiers, Dad wondered what would be next for him. February 4th, 1946.
It's pretty hard to figure what to do when I get back. I see where Ohio State turned down 5,000 new pupils the winter quarter. Everyone must be flocking to school. I'd like to have about 125 acres of my own to farm.
With just 6 points to go, I imagine Dad and his parents were getting anxious to see each other. February 11th, 1946.
Should make it in April at least. It's only about 15 days from here to home on a decent boat. Hope to see you in several months. It's been 2 years since I've been home.
March 12th, 1946.
Well, things are beginning to pop around here now. I suppose you heard the good news on the radio. Anyway, the 39 pointers will be eligible for discharge April 1st. I should only be here 3 or 4 more weeks.
March 27th.
Would like very much to be home to see Ellen graduate. Have to hurry now, though. Don't give up hope. I'll be walking in one of these days.
Dad made it home safe and sound and in time for his sister's graduation. She was thrilled to see him standing in the back of the room. The perfect ending to